Council, they're just trying to get rid of us. They're trying to take £10,000 off me now.
When people are already paying a lot more council tax for a lot less services, so they're not going to be very happy. And I don't think it sort of benefits people in the long run.
That's £1,200 a month we lost straight away. This year they want to take £7,000 off us.
They don't want people with 20, 30 years service here. They want kids, fresh out of school, 18 years old. That's what they want. Minimum wage job this will be.
The longer time that we are taking, it's going to have an effect on every single person.
The one thing that we also need to let the public know is as much as they're frustrated, it's affecting you. As much as it's affecting me, it's affecting all of us. We just need to band together and then make society a better place for all of us to live and work in.
Eventually, somebody has to clean it up. That's the downfall. Who's going to do it? It's going to cost more money, more individuals to clean that up, and obviously hygiene problem is going to come, disease, everything else. And if you think about it, it's kind of common sense.
Why are you here today?
Because we're only taking industrial action.
Why is that?
You know, because unfortunately we've been mistreated by the council. Loss of earnings. It all started about a year ago. Everyone at Birmingham City Council, most of us used to start at 5 o'clock in the morning. They stopped that and started, so we lost £100 a month straight away then. So that's £1,200 a month we lost straight away.
What difference did losing that money make to you?
£1,200 a month, £1,200 a year. Well, you've gone from Al Sainsbury's to Aldi straight away. And this year they want to take £7,000 off us.
They don't want people with 20, 30 years service here. They want kids, fresh out of school, 18 years old. That's what they want. Minimum wage job this will be. It generally will be, and you will get kids. What do they want? Someone to die? Because it happened in Coventry. So yes, a wagon reversed over someone in Coventry. And that's what the WRCO role is there for.
That's the role, for people who might not know, that's the role they're cutting. It's the person
That's my role, yes.
Can you explain what you do for someone who might not know?
Well, we reverse wagons into grows. We'll tell agency or fresh on if we'll tell them where to go, what to do. You're basically the safety officer and the eyes and ears of your driver on the back of that wagon.
It's going to have they're going to have a bigger brush to clean all the city up. You know, they'll have to, because the longer time that we are taking, the more rubbish it's going to start getting, you know. It's going to have an effect on every single person.
We just love the job that we do as much as we love the city that we all live in.
The council has accused the bin workers of holding the city hostage. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Oh no, most definitely not. I mean, then again, it's like me asking the public, like, you as a member of the public, could you lose £650? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for anybody. I mean, it could even be half of that, which would be £325. Still a lot of money to lose. I mean, it's literally a week shot, especially if you've got a big family. I mean, it's a week shot, or it's a couple of your bills not being paid. I mean, it will have a knock-on effect on a lot of people, especially if you've got a mortgage. You're gonna have to remortgage your house. The bank will say no because you've now took a pay loss, and they'll end up having the house back, and then that will mean that you and your children could potentially be homeless.
Do you feel like the bin workers have been undervalued by the city council?
Oh, 100%. We have that. I mean, we've been undervalued from the beginning of the service sort of thing, and then now we're actually under attack by the higher ups. Basically, like I said again, we have never done a day on the job. The jobs are really, we love the job, but it comes with its risk. Near misses, nearly getting run over. I mean, I was run over 2 weeks ago. Last year, I caught a hernia on the round. I mean, I don't want to sound like, oh, the job's really, really bad. But I do love the job, but it comes with its risk.
I think it's been more over a month now, maybe longer. Recycling has been, the government promises, first of all, I want to explain what the government tries to put a system that's better for the whole country. So the recycling that we have needs to go in the recycling bin. And now that it hasn't been collected, where does that all go? Because it feels as if that system now is broken. And it's like just being back at school. you're taught something and then you're told to scrap that. So I think everybody needs to understand, me generally as well, and as a leadership, whoever's controlling the system, it comes under the government, because we all need to kind of go towards an orderly manner. And if we do that, then we have trust in not only just the council, but the government and other people as well.
We've been having to go privately and take all our rubbish in the car and make an appointment to go to the local tip, especially for things like glass and plastic and tin and cardboard, all the things that we're encouraged to recycle. So,
Is that the same for your neighbours as well?
yes, I think some are now not recycling and just putting it in the normal bin because everything's piling up. And they have taken the normal rubbish, but that's stopping as well. So I think a lot of other areas are experiencing rats and things like that.
And the workers are striking because the council's threatening to cut their pay. Is it something you support, the way that they're striking?
Not necessarily. I think that a lot of people are struggling, and I appreciate that things are changing. But from what I've heard on the news, they have had a fairly reasonable offer. It seems like that the council are trying to make amends or come to some solution that would suit most people.
The grade 3 worko role, you're on the back of the wagon. I mean, like I say, I'm the driver, and when you're backing in on a busy road, you need that critical role to be your eyes and ears. You know, like I say, we get attacked and verbally abused on a daily basis, and the person on the back of the wagon can control people's moods really by, excuse me, I'll be 2 minutes, can you just move out the way? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a critical role, and there's people died in Coventry for the same reason, and it's just like they reckon it's one of 10 dangerous jobs in Birmingham, in England. Sorry,
we can't see the sense in what these cutbacks are going to achieve for the workforce and the residents. Well, like I've worked here for 23 years now, and normally after that long in a company, you start to work up the ladder, and we're basically going back down to a lower wage than when we started a long time ago, and the cost of living's gone up that much. So we're being punished as a workforce. We're better off on the dole the way we're going. It's just insane what's going on.
It seems that they do it every 7 years. I mean, the same thing happened in 2017. They come for the grade 3s, which have come for this time in 2017 and done exactly the same as they tried in 17. Yeah.
What effects are having, like the cuts to your wages, the cutbacks in hours, what sort of effect does that have on you?
Well, like, I'm a father of 5, so I've suddenly lost £600 a month. Well, I will lose £600 a month. So, you know, that's a lot. That's, you know, I have to pay for my kids' bus to school. I have to give them bus fares. You know, I've booked my first holiday abroad. It's definitely my last now. I don't even know if I can afford to finish paying for that.
Right now, we're seeing there's lines of bin lorries here. Can you describe what's happening to us?
Well, nobody's doing anything wrong. All they're doing, they're just escorting them down the road. Some people are walking in the road. I suppose they must be tying their shoelaces, something I don't know, but they must seem to be. But there's nothing wrong. There's no intimidation from the police, as you can see. We're all friendly. The police have been going having a cup of tea over there, as you'll see if your colleague turns round.
And are these agency workers that the council have hired?
Most of those are agency workers, yes. But some of them I've never saw before, so I don't know how long they've been here. I don't know.
The city council has accused the bin workers of holding the city hostage. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
No, not at all.
Why is that?
Why? How we're holding the council hostage?
The city
hostage to what our strike demands. Well, we don't want to strike. Nobody wants to strike. Well, I suppose some people may do, but we don't want to strike. We want to be back to work.
They've said that they're willing to strike indefinitely. How long do you think this strike could go on before the rubbish becomes unbearable?
Weeks. It's already piling up, so I don't think it will take long. And then, I mean, people are already paying a lot more council tax for a lot less services, so they're not going to be very happy. And I don't think it sort of benefits people in the long run.
Perfect, thank you. That's all my questions. Great answers. Thank you.
We just want a fair day's pay for a fair day's work, which is what we've been doing. Like Jim said, he's been 23, I've been here 22 years. It just seems like they attack the lung servers all the time, and it's always the middle of the road when people like commissioners are here who are on between £1 and £1,500 a day.
When we worked through the lockdown, people was coming out clapping us, saying, "Oh, we was basically one of the only services working," and we was in the limelight then, and now all of a sudden we're doing the exact same job, but we're meant to be doing it for a pay cut. And look, most of these people who are asking us to take a pay cut, they're on massive wages, and they're sitting at home in their ivory towers, and we're out in all weathers. It's just mad. And the people who are paying the rates, they just want the bins emptied, really. They don't need all these commissioners telling them to do this and do that and the other. They just want a service.
I feel like you're getting value for money from your council tax.
No, not at this point, no, because it's gone up. Prices have gone up. And I do feel not only for myself, for every person in the UK. I don't know about the other countries, all systems are different. But yeah, I do feel for them because the prices have ranged higher. How are you supposed to kind of mandate that around your other things?
If enough people complain and they're going to make a change, but like the workers, like that change needs to happen, but like the workers, I think should strike for as long as possible until that change happens.
Every single one of these people that you see standing here just want to go out and empty bins. We don't want to be standing here. We don't, and the thing we all struggle to get into us is this was passed in a court of law. Our role was passed in a court of law in 2017. What's the difference? Why is it suddenly thrown out? Why have they just scrapped that role?
I'm 57 now. I'm close to retirement, but trying to take that much off me at the moment. I'm mortgage free, so lucky enough I'm okay with that. But you're not going to be able to live. It's like £10,000. It's like say goodbye to the car because I probably wouldn't be able to come to work, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
35 years is an incredibly long time to work with one industry. Do you feel undervalued by the way the council are treating you?
Very, very much so. Do you know what I mean? They've got brand new agency staff that they're taking on, and they're trying to undermine us by there's only supposed to be 20% workforce at agency, and they've got, I believe it's 40%, and so they're breaking the law by doing that, and they don't seem to care about anybody, whether you've been here one day or 40 years. You know what I mean?
Why do you think the council are trying to push ahead with these cuts?
I honestly don't have the answer to that. Do you know what I mean? I know that people of Birmingham deserve a good service, and we're not doing that at the moment, but that's not our fault. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones who made the decisions with having the Commonwealth Games, for instance, which cost £700 million. If they knew that was coming, I mean, the equal pay claim is at least 20 years old. So they've buried their head in the sand with that for the last 20 years. They've had commissioners come in. They've been paid off many, many times, and they've never got it sorted. They're probably this close. These should have been here 30 years ago, if I'm honest. Do you know what I mean? But each person's come in, took their little chunk, and gone.
How long are you willing to go on strike for?
Oh, as long as it needs, as long as it needs to be. And then one thing that we also need to let the public know is, as much as they're frustrated, like I was saying earlier, we're also residents of Birmingham. I live in Smallheath. Smallheath's not the cleanest of areas, but again, we'll try and make do with the cards that we've been given. But my bin hasn't been collected for the past 3 weeks now. So again, it's affecting you as much as it's affecting me. It's affecting all of us. But I feel like together, the public and us as Binmen, we just need to band together and then make society a better place for all of us to live and work in.